How do high-value men seduce women without ever laying a finger on them? No smooth pickup lines, no physical moves, just pure masculine confidence, stoic self-mastery, and magnetic energy. Seduction and attraction isn't about tricks or manipulative tactics. It's about creating meaningful connections that leave a lasting impression. Most men tend to focus on external behaviors, thinking that showing more or acting flashy is the key to attracting women. But the truth is true. Attraction comes from within. It's about mastering the subtle elements of emotional presence, confidence, mystery, and even silence. Forget pickup lines. Forget fake confidence. Real attraction, the kind that lingers in someone's mind long after you've left the room, comes from something deeper. It's not about manipulating emotions or pretending to be someone you're not. It's about mastering yourself. The Stoics believe that power comes not from controlling others, but from mastering your own desires, your own fears, and your own energy. And when you do that, attraction becomes effortless because people feel your presence. They sense your depth. This video is your complete guide to becoming the man women crave on a deep psychological level without chasing, begging, or proving anything. We'll break down exactly how to build emotional attraction, how to seduce through body language, scarcity, and intellectual presence, and how Stoic men lead with confidence that naturally draws women in. This is what most men never learn. Attraction isn't about physical touch. It's about energy, mindset, and emotional leadership. So let's get into how a high-value man seduces with silence and why it drives women absolutely wild. We're not just talking about how to get someone's attention. We're diving into how to become magnetic in a world full of noise. This is about timeless attraction. Let's begin. 1. Cultivate presence, not performance. Most people are stuck in performance mode. They walk into a room trying to impress, trying to entertain, trying to win approval. They're loud, flashy, or overly calculated. But here's the truth. Presence beats performance every time. Stoic philosopher Marcus Aurelius wrote, "Waste no more time arguing what a good man should be. Be one." In other words, don't act attractive. Be someone worth being around. Attraction is often about energy, and the most attractive energy is calm, grounded presence. It's the ability to be fully here, to listen without distraction, to speak without anxiety, to move without rushing. When you're fully present, you communicate something primal. Safety. You become an anchor in a chaotic world. Emotionally intelligent. People know that presence also means self-awareness. You notice your own emotions without being ruled by them. You don't need to dominate the conversation. You don't need constant validation. You simply are, and that's enough. Want to know who dominates the room? It's not the loudest person. It's the one who feels most at peace with themselves. This kind of presence makes people lean in. It makes silence feel comfortable. It makes your words land with more weight because you're not trying to impress. You're simply expressing. To practice this, when you're in a conversation, slow down your breathing. Make deep eye contact. Not in a creepy way, but in a calm, human way. Don't plan your next line. Just listen. Speak less, but say more. When you become fully present, you stop performing. And when you stop performing, you start attracting naturally and powerfully. 2. Own your values unapologetically. Most people are terrified of rejection, so they mold themselves to fit in. They water down their opinions, soften their standards, and become agreeable to a fault. But here's the paradox. Attraction grows when you stand for something. Epictetus said, "Know first who you are and then adorn yourself accordingly." That's not just a philosophy quote. It's relationship gold. People want someone with a spine, someone who has principles, someone who doesn't bend every time the wind blows. When you clearly live by your own code, whether that's discipline, truth, integrity, or creativity, it sends a powerful signal. You are not for everyone, and that's okay. This creates a kind of gravitational pull, Because people respect those who respect themselves. You become a lighthouse, not chasing anyone, just standing firm and shining. Here's the emotionally intelligent side of this. Owning your values doesn't mean being rigid or arrogant. It means being grounded in why you do what you do. It's clarity with kindness, strength without cruelty. Examples of this in action. You're on a date and someone mocks your morning routine. You don't flinch. You say, "Discipline keeps me sane. It's non-negotiable for me." You don't pretend to like the latest trend just to fit in. You simply say, "Not really my thing," with quiet confidence. When you sense a boundary is being tested, you don't become aggressive, but you don't shrink either. You calmly enforce it. This kind of authenticity doesn't just filter out the wrong people. It draws in the right ones. The people who align with you, respect you, and are intrigued by your clarity. People fall for individuals who live with intention. Be one of them. 3. Speak with depth, not just wit. Wit gets attention, but depth builds connection. Anyone can make you laugh. Very few can make you feel seen. In the world of dating, there's a tendency to hide behind banter, sarcasm, or surface-level jokes. It's safe, it's easy. But real attraction, the kind that sticks, requires emotional depth. Seneca once said, "If you wish to be loved, love, not perform, not impress. Just love with presence, care, and depth." Emotionally intelligent people know how to balance playfulness with substance. They're not afraid to go there to talk about things that matter, to ask real questions, and to actually listen to the answers. This doesn't mean trauma dumping on a first date. It means being curious, genuinely interested, open to vulnerability. Try this. Instead of, "What do you do?" ask what lights you up. Instead of filling every silence with a joke, let it breathe. Sometimes silence is where connection deepens. Share your story, not your resume, the struggle you overcame, the lesson you learned, the thing that still humbles you. Depth is magnetic because it's rare. It signals that you're not just here to pass time, you're here to connect. When you speak with depth, you give others permission to do the same. And when two people stop performing and start revealing, attraction becomes something far more powerful than chemistry. It becomes resonance. 4. Embody calm strength. There's a quiet power in calmness. In a world full of emotional reactivity, gossip, and drama, calm strength stands out like fire in the dark. The Stoics trained themselves to be unshakable, not numb, not cold, just centered. When you practice this kind of control, you become emotionally magnetic. Calmness is not passivity, it's composure. It's self-command. It means that when someone tests your patience, you don't flinch. When someone challenges your worth, you don't collapse. When emotions run hot, you stay cool. This isn't about suppressing feelings. It's about transmuting them. Anger becomes assertiveness. Sadness becomes compassion. Anxiety becomes awareness. This emotional alchemy is what separates the attractive from the forgettable. Examples. Someone insults you in a group setting. You don't fire back. You look at them, nod, and return to the conversation. Calm strength. A date plays games or flakes. You don't chase or scold. You respect yourself enough to walk. Calm strength. You're rejected. You don't spiral. You reflect, learn, and keep your dignity. Calm strength. People are drawn to emotional anchors. Those who don't ride the waves of drama, but instead remain rooted in who they are. And here's the secret. Calmness is often misread as confidence. Because it is. When you're not constantly reacting, people assume you know something they don't. That mystery, that discipline, that serenity, it pulls people in. So ask yourself, are you calm because life is easy or because you've trained yourself not to be shaken? Be the one who brings peace into the room and watch how attractive you become. 5. Move with purpose. Nothing is more unattractive than aimlessness. We're not talking about having everything figured out. We're talking about knowing what you're moving toward. The Stoic idea of eudaimonia, a life of flourishing, requires intentional living. And that's incredibly attractive. When someone sees that your life has direction, that your choices have meaning, it's compelling. It says, I don't need you to complete me. I'm already building something meaningful. Emotionally intelligent people don't just drift. They move with purpose. And it shows in the way they talk, the way they walk, the way they plan. It could look like pursuing a craft or skill you love, even if no one claps for it yet. Building a business, writing a book, volunteering, training, doing something that gives your life momentum. Even the way you date with clarity. I'm looking for connection. I'm not into casual games. That's purpose. You don't need to be rich or famous to move with purpose. You just need to be in motion towards something meaningful. Here's the paradox. When you stop seeking validation and start seeking growth, you become more attractive. Because people feel it. They feel your focus, your hunger, your commitment to becoming more. So don't obsess over being liked. Obsess over becoming who you were meant to be. Purpose will do the rest. 6. Be mysterious, but not manipulative. Mystery isn't about hiding. It's about revealing slowly. Attraction dies in overexposure. When you give everything up front, your attention, your emotions, your schedule, your secrets, you lose polarity. Mystery creates tension. Tension creates desire. But here's the distinction. Mystery is not a game. It's not manipulation. It's pacing. It's self-respect. The Stoics didn't overshare. They understood that value is built over time. Not through force, but through consistency and discernment. Emotionally intelligent people don't hide to get attention. They simply don't bleed out their essence for free. They reveal layers with time, through trust, through experience. Here's how to do it right. Don't rush intimacy. Let connection grow. Don't always be available. Make room for longing. Don't explain every move. Let people wonder. You don't need to be a puzzle. You just need to let your story unfold like a novel, not a tweet. Mystery says there's more to me, but you'll have to earn the next chapter. And that's magnetic. 7. Make people feel safe. Not just excited attraction rooted only in excitement fades, but attraction rooted in emotional safety. That's unforgettable. When someone feels safe around you, safe to be themselves, to be vulnerable, to speak without judgment, that's when they open up. That's when chemistry deepens into connection. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "The soul becomes dyed with the color of its thoughts." If your internal world is grounded, warm, and stable, others feel it. You don't need to be perfect. You just need to be honest, clear, and non-reactive. This means no guilt tripping, no games, no punishments for vulnerability. Emotional safety isn't weakness. It's a sign of maturity. It tells people, you don't have to protect yourself around me. I already protect my own emotions. When someone knows that you won't shame them, manipulate them, or collapse under pressure, they relax. And in that relaxation, desire grows. Want to be unforgettable? Learn to make people feel seen, heard, and safe. Excitement may win the moment, but safety wins the heart. Attraction isn't something you chase. It's something you cultivate. Not through tricks, not through pretending, but by becoming a grounded, purpose-driven, emotionally intelligent human being. The Stoics didn't chase pleasure, they attracted meaning. And in that, they became deeply powerful. So stop trying to be irresistible, start becoming irreplaceable. If this resonated with you, hit that like button, subscribe for more Stoic dating insights, and share this with someone who's ready to level up their love life without losing themselves. Until next time, stay grounded, stay intentional, and remember, you attract what you are.